don't see it.
It says there's 15 people already.
Why do we have blank chairs?
Because it hasn't caught up yet.
Oh my goodness, I'm not here.
Here, refresh. Let's try it one more time.
Oh, there we are.
There we are.
Yep.
What's going on with my hair? I look like I have a bald
What's going
spot.
on with me?
We're cute, right? Right?
Yeah,
okay.
This is my
I got like a weird bald spot going on.
My idea of a party.
I'm pretty sure this is what I wore on Wednesday and I was teaching. I'm too tired to notice anymore.
Oh, well. Sue, come on. Hurry up. 11 o'clock. We're leaving the house soon. We're planning on my part. Go buy that lawn tractor, Susan.
Well, I'm so sorry, Miss Smith.
Go get that John Deere
I didn't know
for your
you
hubby.
had plans.
I think she might be getting a John Deere for her hubby. I don't know.
Well, that's not as exciting as, like, I don't know.
Anybody cut cork with a cricket maker? Can you cut cork with a cricket?
As far as I know, I don't have one, so I couldn't answer that. But I believe you can. Usually what happens with stuff like that is somebody can and then somebody can't. But I don't know what the settings are. And I had people tell me, like, I do it all the time. And someone else is like, nope, it never works. My guess is it's operator error. But yeah, I'm pretty sure that you can.
Oh, they got the tractor yesterday. Okay, never mind.
Well, then sit your butt down. Where are you going? We got things to talk about, Sue.
We want to talk about you.
We're going to talk about Sue Smith.
Somebody else says they've cut cork with a cricket.
See, I knew somebody would have the answer.
Would answer it.
It's not going to be me. But somebody has the answer.
Ooh, Sally says, "Good morning."
Good morning.
There's a little typo there.
Good morning. That's fine, because I am a walking typo. I am so exhausted right now. I have been busting my butt trying to get these kits done. You've been quilting a lot. We both had a lot going on, which is fine. We are not complaining. We enjoy being busy. I think both of us thrive more when we're busy. Like when I don't have anything to do, I'm always afraid I've forgotten something.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, what do you mean I'm done? No, my list is never done. But last weekend was our virtual and I actually sewed I finished something and I'm very exciting. I'm very exciting. I'm very excited. I'm so excited.
That could be very exciting too.
Oh my God. I really am hoping to get some sleep before I leave for St. Louis. Otherwise, if you're coming to Sew Magical, God bless you.
Are you driving by yourself?
I am driving by myself. I have my first book downloaded. I got my first book for the first part of the trip. I haven't decided on the second part or the way home, but it's okay. I have my first book and I'm very excited. So, we're going to do something today because we promised you. Should we just start with this and just because that's what they're here for? And Sue has to leave.
If she has to leave,
okay.
We don't want her to miss it.
So let's go over the rules. And please don't leave when we're done. We have other things to show you. But Sue Smith wants to leave and we have to give her time to go. Her and Gary have big plans. So we're doing one of these. Okay? Because we're celebrating. We're actually over. I mean, we're at 20.2 something now, which is very exciting. 20.2 something or other. So listen, I know the numbers don't matter, but it's exciting because it's really exciting to hit that. It's like, it feels magical. Like it just feels like a really cool number. So we are doing this. Here are the rules. And if you play by the rules, you have a chance. You want to show them? Grab yours.
Where are they? Oh.
You have a chance to get something. Barb and I each put together a little bag. I don't know what's in hers and she doesn't know what's in mine. Literally, this is not like us being funny. We grabbed a bag and we went and picked out a bunch of stuff and put it in and said, I think this is good. You good? We're good. Okay. So we're going to give these to two of you. Okay. And in order for us to give them to you, you have to follow a few little rules. Okay. And I wrote them down because I'm tired and I don't want to forget. So not now, not while we're live, because remember, the live comments are a pain in my butt. She can see them now. I can't see them later for like a couple days. It usually takes like 2 days. So when the video is not live, when it's published and it's on my YouTube channel and it's under the lives, remember, you still have to go to like the live playlist. Once you see it for today with today's date, and I'll make sure today's date is on it, you leave a comment. You can say anything that you want. as long as you don't include the bad word, the worst word ever. I'm going to tell you right now, if you say this word, I'm going to delete your comment because we don't want trolls. We want trolls, including Fabio. I'm sorry. He needs to go away. Although I kind of miss Fabio a little bit.
It's kind of a cool name.
But it's okay. So don't say that word. Say anything you want. Say, hey, say, that's a cool bag. Say, Barb, I like your glasses. Say, and I don't care what you say. You don't, I mean, don't be mean, but you don't have to praise us. Buttering us up is not going to change the number. If there's 150 comments, we're going to pick 2 of them randomly. And usually Eric is my random number picker. I'm like, here's how many comments there are. Pick 2, and then we pick them. So you just have to leave a comment when it's not live. So whatever you say right now doesn't count.
Nope.
It does not count. Don't say the bad word. And you have all of today and tomorrow, all the way till the end of Saturday to say what you want. And then on Sunday, I will have my random number generator choose 2 of you, and we will send some lovely things to your homes. The only other thing I ask is that your homes are in the US, because international shipping is a pain in the keister. So US, yes, that includes Puerto Rico and Alaska and Hawaii and all that. We're all inclusive of the US. And I apologize if you are watching from another country. I have to exclude you only because it is a pain, and I want to send some free things to your home, and I don't want it to take 18 months. So that's all. So, okay, comment when it's not live. Don't say the bad word. Now through the end of Saturday, Sunday. And remember, hold your questions. If I know that you are on Facebook, or I know you like through that way, I will just contact you that way because it's easier. If you are only on YouTube, I will contact you and I will sign it from us. I will say, hey, I have something to send to you from Jess and Barb. I will not ask you to join another platform. Give me your credit card information. Don't fall for it. That's why we're not saying that word, because we're trying to avoid that happening. It's not going to be in the caption. It's not going to be written anywhere. So hopefully you don't get all those nasty people going, hey, join this place. Click this link. Don't click the link. Never. I will never ask you to click the link. I want to be your friend. Send me your social security number. Don't do it. Don't do it. Okay. So this is happening this weekend. We're very excited. Okay.
One question. Do you need to comment more than once or just once?
Just once is fine. Just once is absolutely fine. Don't be that person that comments like 15 times.
Yeah.
You don't need to do that. Fair is fair. It's good for everybody. It's all good. And we're going to send some fun things to 2 of you, and you're going to love it, because who doesn't want to win something that they didn't have to do anything? You didn't have to put any effort in.
Exactly.
Who wouldn't want something for free? And I know there's good stuff in my bag, and I'm going to assume there's good stuff in Barb's bag too. So you're going to be very excited.
Sarah said the last thing she won was a half a bushel of oranges.
I've never even won that. So that's exciting. They're very rare times that somebody says like, oh, Jessica Van, I'm like, I won?
Yeah,
I don't care what I won. Like, I don't care at all. I'm like, a bushel of oranges? I'd be super excited about that. So I think that's awesome. So I will leave this here and remind you one more time at the end of the video, in case you're not here right now, or in case you watch later. So just remember, 12 o'clock or whatever time we're done, that will go to the actual channel. Comment there, not here. I can't see these comments. So, okay, we did that. I have to show you what I made, because I'm sure if you're on social media, you saw it. And if you even are just on YouTube, you saw my lovely husband modeling this for me.
That was funny.
I have to tell you, just for clarification purposes, in case any of you think that I may be tormenting that man or that I force him to do these things.
She is.
I don't. Don't listen to her. I literally don't. I will tell you how the conversation happened. My husband is a ham, if you have not figured that out. He was not always like that. He was not, like, in the beginning of our relationship, he was always fun. We always had a good time. But like, I also wasn't on social media. But if I was like, hey, want to take a picture? He'd be like, no. Like, it wasn't really his thing. I don't know what has happened as he is approaching 50. He has really, really come out of his shell.
His mind.
He's also lost his mind completely. Lack of sleep will do that to you.
Yeah.
So he had been here all day Sunday, fusing everything for So Magical. He did all of the linings. I got to tell you about that too. Not him.
I saw the
Not
piles.
him. Me. Oh, you'll love this one. We're going to talk about math. The thing that's not ever supposed to fail you, failed real hard time. So I got done with the virtual retreat. He got home so late. Like it was like way in the evening. He had been gone forever. And he just like got comfortable, laid down on the bed for a minute, took his shoes off. And I said, one quick thing. I was like, somebody asked me to see what this looked like on a person, like for scale. Can you please just help me take a picture? And he's like, a picture of what? And I could tell he was so tired. And I was like, listen, either you're taking a picture of this on me, or I'm taking a picture of on you. One way or another, a picture needs to be taken. And as we're walking to the back to the patio, I'm like, I don't know if I want him to take a picture of me from behind. I'm like, I don't think I've washed my hair in a while. I'm like, I don't know if I really want this. So he walks out and he's like, all right, what do you want me to do? And I just went, here, give me your arm. And I just started putting it on him, half jokingly, but also because I was like, just do it. Just, you're like a bigger lady, you know, like it'll be good for scale, you know, I'm like, just do it. So of course, then he puts it on and then he did the dance. I had nothing to do with that.
That was hysterical.
He didn't even know that I was recording him because as soon as he started, the backpack went on and he just instantly was feeling himself. And I'm like, I'm going to record this. So we go in the house. I just spit on myself.
Love the part with the.
Oh my God. That's all him. I just spit on myself because I got so excited.
You should spit on me.
I did not spit on you. I don't think. Oh my God. Sorry. I just got super laughing. I'm glad the camera's not zoomed in. That was a lot of spit. So I'm so tired. So we go in the house and he immediately just goes, are you posting that? I said, I already did. I said, it's already on the internet. And then what happens after those conversations is, can you send that to me? Because he now wants to share it with people so that they can also see what he does for his wife.
Yeah.
Yes. So Eric, for reference, is 5'10". He's sturdy. So that's how it looked on him. You know, and it holds a lot. And this one is mine, even though the straps are all long now because he needed them very long. And now Eric is he's thick. He's very broad shouldered. Yeah. Like he has very wide shoulders. And these straps fit him just fine. So whoever you're making this for, I wouldn't really worry that like, well, you know, my aunt, she's a sturdy kind of woman. She's 6 foot tall. It'll be fine. Trust me.
Say that.
Well, because what am I supposed to say? She's thick. All right. Like me. But listen, so that is sturdy. Just sounds a little nicer than saying I hate chunky. That was what I used to call when I was a kid. Oh. And I was like, so I'm fat? I was like, chunky doesn't help.
You know what my uncle used to call me?
Oh, God.
Crisco.
Crisco? Why did our adults in our life make us feel so horrible about ourselves? Well, you're chunky. So I'm fat? No, you're not fat. Well, what is chunky then? I was like, chunky is just doesn't, that's like what you call like little like, oh, and they'd always tell my cheeks. Your little chunky cheeks, your little chipmunk cheeks. All the adults growing up were mean to me. I hated all of them.
Fluffy.
So,
that's another one.
Fluffy. Listen, I am thick. I am fine with that. It is fine. It is fine. You be what you want to be.
Sturdy and thick.
Sturdy, thick. Listen, I'm not getting blown over in a storm.
Romanesque.
I'm not getting blown over in a storm, and the chances that someone's going to kidnap me have gotten real slim, and that's fine. It's fine.
Chunky is a candy bar.
Chunky is a candy bar, and I'd rather be a candy bar than fat.
Well, we've got Fluffy.
Fluffy
approval.
Fluffy has been approved. Yep. You know, it's fine.
I used to work with a guy that was very heavy. He used to always tell me he was fluffy.
It is funny when a man says that he's fluffy. Like it is. It's just funny. So we've gone off on a tangent as normal. But anyway, this is mine. And I am taking this with me next week when I go to St. Louis. This is going to be my overnight hotel bag when I need like my jammies, my toothbrush, because I don't want to bring my whole suitcase in. So, and then I will probably wear this around Sobagical. And both of the zipper pulls have swear words on them. It's mine. And I love it. Did you see? Did you see what that one says? Because I am classy.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
and this one.
Yeah, that's you. That's you, without a doubt. Mm-hmm.
So, that's my bag. Okay. we did that. I wrote some stuff down because I knew I was going to be too tired to remember anything. So let's see what I wrote down. Here we go. We did that. I did that. Okay. So we're going to have, instead of our weekly troll update,
Okay.
we're going to have some of my favorite comments of the week. I think we're gonna have some of our favorites of the week. And I forgot to write this one down, but I think I screenshot it because I sent it to Eric. Okay. This is on TikTok from Summer, and this just had me laughing so hard. On the Eric video, she said, "Now, how the hell do you expect us to check out that awesome bag when he has unapologetically stolen the show? Forget the bag.
Forget the bag.
Is he for sale?" And I was like, sold. Absolutely. So that is one of my favorites.
Yeah, that's a good one.
That's a good one. I also, Sandra on Facebook said on his video that I made her day, but really it was Eric. It was not me. I posted, but Eric made her day. And we also had a couple of things on orders, which you probably saw, which I thought were super nice. Just out of nowhere. Thank you so much. I love you guys for what I learned and the smiles you give. That was from Nancy. And I was like, Nancy, you're welcome. We do what we can do.
Yep.
And then Karen sent me an email about her order, which always makes me a little nervous because I'm like, oh no. But she said, I just received my order. And then I go, yeah. And she said, and I have to tell you, it's even more lovely in person. Thank you so much. And I was like, well, thank you, Karen. Thank you very much. So I wanted to share with you because you know what? People bite sometimes. And this week we've had some really lovely things. Yes. And if you saw the video that I posted from our class on Wednesday,
gosh.
Yes, my dear friend artist was crying because she made herself laugh so hard. And then we were all laughing because it is contagious. So we do
here, I think.
That's just what we do. We just laugh. So we're trying to infect all of you with our laughter because that is what happens. And I think you have a fun laugh. I love listening to you laugh. But listening to artists laugh was the best thing ever because watching this grown woman laugh herself into tears over nothing was my favorite part of this entire
That's the best part.
Because it was literally over nothing. And then she, when you just can't stop.
Yes.
And then because she couldn't, then I started. And then once you start, then it just keeps going. Mm-hmm. The rest of the class did not know what we were laughing at, but they were also laughing because we couldn't help ourselves.
We're laughing at laughing.
We were just laughing because it was funny. So, speaking of classes, I did add them to the website, and I also sent out a newsletter last week or the week before. I have no idea. The weeks have blurred together because So Badgical has taken over my entire August. I don't know when I sent it out. But we do have classes, and I just wanted to remind you that if you are thinking about coming, because we have some 2-day and some 3-day retreats in like August. No, this is August. October and November. September's crazy. October and November. We do limit it to 8. We may be able to bump it up to 10 if I get a couple more tables and they don't intrude too much into the room. I think I can add 2 more tables. So like probably 10 is probably our max. If you're thinking about coming, I wouldn't hesitate because a few of them, like yesterday, like 5 people signed up for one.
Yeah.
Because people tell their friends and then they all come together as a group. And then, now 4 or 5 people have already taken up a spot. One of them in November is totally sold out. September is sold out. And then October and November are starting to fill up. So if you're thinking about it, I'm just saying do it now before you have to be sad. And if you miss out on an in-person class and you see it sold out, you can email me for the waiting list. I will put you on a waiting list. And if anyone cancels, I will let you know. You're not obligated. Sometimes, like unfortunately this week, somebody canceled the night before. She had some personal things. Obviously, that's not going to work for most people unless you live really close by. But I will happily put you in a waiting list. Something happens, something opens up, I'll email you.
I trained you well, didn't I?
You did. I've learned so much from your retreats, from the binder. Someday we're going to have Barb bring the binder in and show it to all of us because it is impressive. She knows what you did what time, what day. She knows what was
what
on.
you like to
She
eat.
knows what color your check was. She knows what shoes you were wearing that day. Like she knows the pen you use. She has it all. And it's impressive. I'm going to have her bring it in because you need to see this binder. And if you need to be inspired to get organized, that's where you're going to get organized. Not for me. I do not organize anything. I will clean like before the open house, but I don't organize. I move stuff. No,
That's up to you.
my version of organizing is to take things off of a table, stick it in a box, and put the box where I can't see it, and then it's organized.
No,
then it's done.
I'm not going to deny that either.
If that happens, it does. It's pouring rain out. Every time
Again?
it pours, I'm always afraid that like we're gonna lose power. So
We have never lost power.
we've
here,
never
have
lost
we?
power here,
Knock
but
on wood.
we'll see
Or
what
anything.
happens. If that happens, I'm just letting you know it got real dark and
Yeah.
rainy. If something happens, that's why we went away. So for those of you that don't live nearby and don't want to get on a plane and see me, I have questions about that.
Shelly,
but that's okay.
Definitely come in the spring.
Shelly, get here. Everybody, come. I don't care where you live. Get here. But if you're like, I really can't, I legitimately can't, I am thinking about doing a couple Zoom classes again, which I have not done since we were not allowed to leave. And because this all started, and of course I can't remember her name now. She emailed me, and I'm so sorry if you're watching right now. I'm having a moment. She emailed me and just said, I would love to come to your paper piecing class that you're having in October. However, I live in California. I don't really see the problem, but she does. Just get on a plane. It's fun. It's beautiful here in October. But she had asked if that was a possibility. And I started thinking maybe not a lot, here and there doing a Zoom class. So we do our Zoom retreats, our Friday, Saturday, Sunday virtuals. We have one in October and one in November. They are not full yet. So if that is something else you're interested in, and for those retreats, it's like a regular retreat. It's like your retreat. You work on whatever you want. If you're working on my stuff, I can help you. If you're working on someone else's, I probably can't. Somebody else might be able to. But we just talk and snack and gossip and just do whatever and show off what we're making. So we have those. If you don't want to commit to all of that, or you want something specific, I'm thinking about doing just a couple Zoom classes. I haven't done them yet. I haven't put anything up. Is that something that you guys are interested in? Before I go too crazy outside of doing the paper piecing class. And I have to tell you, I don't know if Joe Evans is watching, but if she watches or watches later, Joe said to me, because everybody forgets that I am a quilter as well. Like, just because I don't invoke that skill, I am still technically a quilter. Okay, I still have the skills.
How's that quilt you're doing for your bedroom?
You look away. Listen, just because I don't do it doesn't mean I can't do it. Okay, I still own the skills. I still have them. I still have a college degree. It doesn't go away because I'm not using it. I can quilt. So when we were doing our virtual joke, are you having somebody come out and teach the paper piecing class?
I hate to say it.
No, I can do that. You thought the same thing.
I'm thinking, paper piecing? She's going to teach paper piecing?
I've taught paper piecing for years. That was the first. You didn't know that?
No.
Oh my God, Barbara. That was the first class I ever taught at AQS at the Syracuse show. I taught it at the Guild. I've taught paper piecing for years. I've gone so fully into bag making that I think everybody forgot that I know how to do that. And so I was not offended by her saying that, but I was laughing. Like internally, I was like, oh my God, people forget that I can still do that. So I'm teaching the paper piecing class.
Wow. I may have to come just to critique it.
Rude.
Like I know what I'm doing.
Rude.
Okay, you got to hear Charlie's comment because thank you, Charlie. I appreciate it.
Oh my God.
He says virtual retreats are fun, but they aren't like Barb's. Nobody's bringing me coffee and cookies in the afternoon.
100%. He is spot on. They are not like Barb's retreats. The amount of food and the amount of quality food that you get at this retreat, you get a hotel room, you get you get all of it. You get space, you get your own table. You have to bring your stuff there. That's like probably the downfall of in person is that you have to actually kind of prepare because you don't want to show up and be like, I have nothing. And you got to lug your stuff. but we have carts. We're always
yeah.
willing to help. Like, it's so much fun. And the amount of snacks, like all afternoon you can snack, and then dinner, I never go to breakfast. I know breakfast is good. I never go. Dinner, you think that they're just gonna like throw something together because it's just like, here you go, here's food. Oh no. This is like restaurant. I went out and treated myself, good meals. And then they bring out dessert, which isn't like, here's a tray of cookies. They're like, here's 15 different cakes that we made. Have your choice. It's amazing.
And they're made there. They're not.
And they're made in-house.
Restaurant bought.
And they're so good to everybody that has dietary restrictions. Like, they're not just like, here's your plate of carrots. Like, enjoy yourself. Sorry that you're vegan. No. They're like, oh, we can take care of that. Here's all of your choices. So you probably can't come to Barb's Retreats because they sell out in 10 minutes. But if you're lucky enough to get to one or get on her waiting list, totally worth it. 100% worth it. And I have none for next year because I don't know what my schedule is. Because nobody will tell me what I'm doing next year.
Yeah, you don't. There's no room for you.
There's no room for me because I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just gonna show up and sit at your table with you. I'll be like, I'm just gonna sit right here.
See, thanks. I don't like to share tables because once I share one,
but we're not sharing because you never sit down. I'm going to take your table and you're just gonna go.
Okay.
So you never sew anything anyway because you're busy doing all the stuff.
I did finish one quilt top once.
I did one time. Because everybody has questions for you. You are like the middleman with the hotel. And then you're also taking pictures, talking. You socialize. If you were at Barb's retreat, you are not leaving there without talking to her. Like you're not like, oh, I never even spoke to this person. Where sometimes we all get wrapped up and I'm like, oh my God, she was there and I never talked to her. Not Barb. Barb, every single person talks to.
Whether you like it or not.
Whether you want to talk to her or not, you're talking to her.
Uh-huh.
So,
thank you for selling my retreats.
I mean, so, okay, I had only gone to one other retreat before I ever went to one of yours. Mm-hmm. And I use retreat loosely because it was more a friends group than like a retreat. Barb, what do you average? 40, say, people?
46 this year, each one.
So, you're talking
started out with 32 when I first started.
But 32 is still a lot. So like 32 to 46, that's how much they love her. So you have 46 people in a room. We had, I want to say 10. It was 10, maybe 12. It was small. I was not prepared, which number one problem, I didn't go prepared. Number two, nobody there seemed to really care what anyone else was doing. It wasn't like even the host, the person that owned the house, was like, well, there's the kitchen. Like there was no the people at the hotel are constantly checking in with you. I see them all the time. You make sure everything's taken care of. You make sure that, I mean, even if it's like some stupid complaint, you're like, I got it. I'll take care of it. Your retreats are just so much fun. And if I could actually focus, I would get a lot of stuff done. I did the one time Barb like went total pit bull and was like, don't talk to her. She's not here to answer your questions. She is not hosting this retreat. She's sewing. Leave her alone. There was like a fence around me. And everybody left me alone. And I made a new pattern at that retreat. It was amazing. That's the only way it works. And now it's never going to work because I know everybody there. And
I know.
It's never going to happen. But they're fun anyway. I have one piece of hair.
I can always put you in the room across the hall.
Just by yourself. I'm just going to go sit in the little dark room by myself.
I'll turn the lights on.
I just might even nap because that just sounds great.
But there's some rooms downstairs we can throw you into.
But it's just great. I'm just letting you know.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. So,
just how do I get on the list to know about? But you have to send me your email address, and I'll add you to the list.
Do you want them to send it to my email or to yours?
Do you want to get?
I don't care. I mean, if you want to tell them your email right now, or
you know what, if they send it to you, that way I'll know where they came from.
There you go. Perfect.
I won't go.
If you don't have not my email address, but our general email that we both check, it's on the top of the homepage. I put it there to make sure that people knew how to contact us. It's smcny.orders@gmail.com, something along those lines. But if you just click on my website, it's like a couple sentences down, and it says
I don't even know the email.
I think that's what it is.
NY,
I think it's SMCNY. I don't know. It's fine. I don't use it. I just check it. It's on my phone.
I don't even know.
I just looked over and saw Shelly's comment.
Yeah,
they shoveled out our cars.
They did.
And it was snowing. Just because they're nice
to take
people.
Care of us.
Yes.
So many creationsny.com. So that's the website.
No.
Where's your email?
Well, it's turn your phone sideways because yeah, there you go. It's right there.
smcny.orders@gmail.com.
Yes. See?
What's Charlie texting me?
Or just text Barb. You want her phone number? It's area code 518. No, I'm just kidding. And I don't know it anyway, so I couldn't tell you. Okay, so
can you add to your retreat list, please? Sure. Isn't it?
Yeah, that's
him.
You're on it.
You're on the retreat
Once you
list.
come, it's like Hotel California.
Yeah, it's like stalking.
Yeah, once you've come once, you're on it for the rest of your life. You can't ever get off the list.
No.
There's no unsubscribe.
No.
Oh, I'm not kidding. Okay, so.
But yes, Mary, just email.
Just send an email and I'll forward it to Barb, or she'll take it off the computer because she accesses that email. So was that almost everything? Okay, so the last thing is So Magical, because that's where I'm going to be next week.
Oh, Charlie, no, that's not true, because it's all one email. He says he only got information on the ones that you were at.
That's between you and him. I can't help you with that.
I'm sorry, Charlie. But you're on there. There was no separate. No, that's right.
I'm not doing retreats next year, not the in-person with Barb, because
duh.
I have no schedule. And Eric has thrown that wrench into our plan of like, want to try some quilt shows? But he's
You're
making
gonna
me.
do it.
I'm doing it. I'm already doing it.
I know.
So we're gonna try some quilt shows. Plus, as I told him yesterday, I'm going to, this piece of hair is making me crazy. It keeps touching my forehead.
Get a pair of scissors?
Yeah.
Cut it off.
Just gonna hold it right here.
I'm
gonna strong arm Kayla into giving me dates. And
you need to.
You know, I'm also, I think I'm just gonna force my way into everything. Or I'll be like, I'm here. I'm here. Am I not teaching? Oh, well, I'm here anyway. So I'm just going to show up to anything So Magical related, whether they want me or not. I'm just showing up. But yeah, I'm going to give Kayla some adult beverages in St. Louis and make her tell me stuff. Because I think she owes me that much. She doesn't, but it's okay. But anyway, I am leaving on Tuesday for St. Louis. Don't worry, that doesn't affect any of you because Barb's still here shipping orders. It only affects you if you're coming to St. Louis to hang out with me. And I hope it affects you in a positive way. I'm going to get a nap in. It'll be fine. But I am heading to St. Louis on Tuesday. I will be there Wednesday afternoon. I changed my plans. And so I'm going to be there Wednesday afternoon. Friday, I have no idea what is happening as far as YouTube. I'm going to try. I mentioned this to Lauren when she was doing her live earlier in the week. And I was like, maybe we could all like try to do something. And she's like, that sounds like fun. I have no idea. Like, I know the schedule, but I don't know it by heart. I don't know if I can squeeze it in. I don't know if it'll be at the same time. I don't know anything right now. I don't know if the Wi-Fi is going to work because sometimes my iPad gets weird, even though I have data on it, whatever. I'm going to try my best. So if you don't see me next Friday, it's because I couldn't make it happen. But just know I'm going to try everything possible to make it happen. I would love to be able to grab everybody, just even if we're there for like 10, 20 minutes, just to like show you what we're doing, show you like the classrooms, you know, talk to everybody. So I'm going to do my absolute best. But if you don't see me here next Friday, it's because I just couldn't make it happen. It's either timing or bad internet. Whatever the case, I won't know until I'm there. And I really won't know until Friday, until like lunchtime rolls around. I'm going to be an hour behind. So if we go live, it's not going to be at our normal time because an hour behind would put me in the middle of my class. So I will try sometime Friday afternoon and see what I can do. So hang in there. If not, I should be back the next Friday. I will keep you posted. I don't know if you're going to miss 1 or 2 lives, but I'll do the best that I can. I'm always trying. I'm always thinking of you. It's just, sometimes it just doesn't work. So I'm going to try everything that I can. Cross your fingers because I think it would be a really fun live if we could get everybody involved. We'll see how it goes. What else did I want to say? I have no idea. Oh, let me tell you about my math skills.
Oh yeah, what's the deal with the math skills?
Okay.
I saw piles over there the other day.
Okay, listen. So I have a system. My system failed me on every level possible. When I'm doing kits that require like cork and it's crazy. I always cut the cork first because the cork is the outside, it's the main part, and that's like the important part. And it doesn't have to be interfaced. So I did all the main pieces. We're doing, by the way, we're doing this, the olive. Okay. So I cut all these pieces. I got all the main part done, 2 pieces and the handle done. I count them as I go and I mark my paper. So I had 82. That's what my paper said. That is what I counted. And I was like, well, our max number is 75. 82 sounds good. That gives a little bit of variety. So I'm like, seriously, getting really irritated because it's touching right in the middle of my forehead. So
scissors.
My entire life is being spent growing my bangs out and then cutting them again. And I'm in the process of growing them out and they're annoying the out of me. So anyway, I cut all these. I count 82. I'm like, 82 is a good number. Perfect. So then before I do anything, I don't want to hastily start cutting flaps and have them not match and have it be wasteful and just like all willy-nilly up in here. So I'm like, let me match every flap that I cut to the outside, right? I got to do that anyway. So I went one by one and I cut flaps to go with each of the outsides.
Question about cutting your flaps.
Yes.
Did you use the laser or did you manually cut them?
No, I manually cut everything.
Okay.
Okay. Because there are some times that the laser is not going to help just because it's going to take so much longer to put stuff in. So we'll talk about that too. I manually cut everything. Everything that was done with my hands, except interfacing, which was fused by Eric.
I did nothing.
Barb did nothing, and that is fine because she kept the orders going. So I cut all the flaps. I matched them. Therefore, there is a pair. I took them all home because I didn't know if I was going to work on them during the virtual retreat. I went through and I marked all of the zippered openings and cut them for you by hand. And I also cut the flaps.
Oh.
So, of course, there was an order. There was not an order by the time I got done because it was taking too long. So then I started taking things in chunks. So I had flaps piled up and outsides and handles piled up. So then I decided to lay everything out on the tables in the classroom. I used every table. I laid all of it out. By the time I got done, I was missing a flap. How? When I had one for everything. No, it is not at home. It is nowhere to be found. I missed a flap. So I'm like, okay, it's fine. It's 2 squares. I could do that. I go cut another flap. I get that all situated. Eric has fused all of the lining. And I'm going through, because some of my linings are Essex linen, which are plain, and some of them are like bright tulip pink fabrics, and you don't want to mix and match. I went through and paired them all together to make sure I had enough that worked. Eric texts me from here and says, do you have more interfacing? And I was like, for what? He goes, this whole pile has no interfacing. And I was like, not possible. Because I counted them as I went and I checked them all off and I put them together. He goes, you're short like 30 pieces of interfacing.
Oh my God.
So Eric goes and cuts all the interfacing. So as I'm putting all the lining pieces out, I'm like, wow, this pile doesn't seem to be getting smaller. And I feel like I'm almost done. I now have a half a box worth of linings.
Jeez.
I don't know how it happened, but I miscounted everything. And guess how many kits we have?
I don't know. I don't
91.
91?
How did I go from 82 to 91? I have no idea. I cannot.
Your math skills
because
are lacking.
My math skills this week suck. There is nothing else I can say about it. But I had enough lining. I didn't have to fuse anything. And I also had enough of the pocket pieces. I'm good. But sometimes, or all the time, when Eric does the interfacing, when he cuts it himself, he's always paranoid that he's going to undercut it, which I've told him a little smaller is fine.
Yeah.
No. Eric overcuts. So now he goes, you might want to trim some of these. So I spent like an hour trimming the interfacing off the line. You better appreciate this. We did a lot of work. It's fine. It's fine. I'm so happy because I wanted to make sure that all of the students were set up to get as far as possible in this class. I don't know how far we're going to get, but I set you up to get really far. But oh my God, how?
I don't know.
82 outsides, which
How many
then
glasses
became
of wine
9.
did you have?
None. I have had none.
Maybe you should have.
Maybe I should have. Maybe I functioned better, and maybe I need to drink. I don't know. 82 became 91, became like 150 sets of lining. I have no idea what happened. I literally, at least I wasn't short. I was only short one flap. But for the love of God, how did I end up doing that? So yesterday, I wrote down, I put them all in piles for what zipper color they're getting, and I wrote all those down. We'll find out on Sunday if I was short on zippers. When I'm like, why do these 3 kits not have any hardware?
Did you account for 91 kits now instead of what you were
I didn't even count. I just put them out, and I was like, there's 6 of these that get black and silver. Okay, write it down. Wrote down how many zippers I needed.
I can feel for you because I've done that with kits when we've had a lot of orders for kits, and I'll write down how many of each, and then I'll have an extra one at the end.
Yeah, you have an extra, and you're like, how did that happen? Yeah. So I don't know. I had enough patterns because my mother folded those weeks in advance. I ordered 100 patterns to be safe, got those done, got the bags in, everything's bagged. I even am putting the zipper pulls on because I want to make sure that they have those. I counted the hardware kits.
You're doing half the work.
Well, the only thing I haven't done is actually make it for them.
Is short, isn't it?
It's only 3 hours. Yeah. So I have a plan. We're gonna see how well my plan works, and we're gonna see what happens. But I did as much work as I possibly could. I even cut tabs. I even cut the little tiny things for the tabs, so no one has to get up from their sewing machine. That is my goal, that you sit and you don't move for 3 hours. So don't bring a lot of water. Just sit in that seat. We'll see how it goes.
One question was, do you ever have to interface cork?
You have to? No, but can you? Yes. And I used to interface it a lot more because for some reason I really liked stiff bags when we first started using cork. Now I'm okay. And also I use a lot of waterproof canvas inside, which that helps a lot. This is just in front of me. So just like a little bag like this, I would never interface because like it doesn't need it. Also, if I'm going to see the back of the cork, which, I did not, never mind. Just kidding. If I'm going to see the back of the cork, I don't want to see interfacing. I'd rather see the black or the tan side. Got a bag like this, actually, because this cork is a little softer and this is all quilting cotton. I probably could have interfaced at least the bottom to make it a little stiffer, but this is also empty. Yeah. You know? Yeah. But I didn't use waterproof canvas for this, which I normally would have with quilter's cotton because I was using my friend's fabric line and I wanted to use as much of her fabric. So I didn't want to put waterproof canvas inside. I would say if you're making something large or you like a really structured firm bag, yes. If you like foam, if you're a foam person, then you probably want to interface your cork because that means you like a very sturdy bag. And I don't mean sturdy by broad-shouldered. I mean like doesn't buckle.
Lee wants to know how much coffee you've had today.
Not enough. Not enough. Leanne, buckle up because next week's going to be fun. Leanne's coming to Sew Magical.
Well, she says she's the slowest sewer, so that's
She is my Oklahoma representative, so don't listen to her. She's not a slow sewer. She is not at all.
Like kindergarten, sit and don't move.
I'm going to tie you to your chairs. You can't get up. I've learned my lesson from Sew Magical classrooms that I've applied that thinking to Sew Magical, not knowing if they're the same. Sew Magical classrooms are usually very packed and they don't have a lot of space or time for like ironing and all that kind of stuff. So I plan projects that need the least amount of movement from you. I plan things where you can sit and then try not to move. And when I had picked this, because I picked this pattern as it was like in the final steps of being edited and the video was being made. Kayla actually released it before I did. That was when I had to release it early because she was like, look what Jess is teaching. And I was like, it's not out yet, which is fine. When we talked about this, I'm like, I bet you anything they'll finish this in 3 hours. And then the more I got into like finishing the pattern, I'm like, maybe 4. I don't know. Somebody could finish because there's always that fast sewer, that one that's like just flying through everything. And then there's people that are just taking their time. My outlook on Sew Magical and any kind of like event like that, it's not about the project. It's not about the finished product. It's about the experience. I want to set you up to have an amazing time. And if that means you don't finish everything or you need extra time or whatever it is, that I feel like doesn't bother me as much as if you're not having a good time, that's going to bother me. And if I'm sitting there and I'm like, well, get out your rulers and start marking stuff. And then half the class is done and waiting for instruction. And the other half is struggling because they're not sure what size and how to do it, or they mark it wrong. And they're like, I used a permanent pen. Everything goes downhill. And then everyone gets real sad. And then the whole room just feels depressed. So yeah, cutting out all of those boxes and cutting all the flaps, it took many days of mine. I don't care though. And I know that Lauren feels the same way because she's been doing a lot of stuff too. I know she's putting zipper pulls on. Watching you struggle is not as much fun as you might think it is. It just, and if 20 of you can't put a zipper pull on, I'm going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
So what's the point in I might as well just do it now and then we're done. And then it's easy. And we're doing a double zipper, which that can be tricky in itself. And then it's just, I just want to show you all the tricks I have. I want to help you with your bags. I don't know the machines that we're using. I've never used that particular machine. So I just want to eliminate as much error as possible and just make you feel comfortable. I just want you to walk out of there and be like, I don't have a finished bag, but damn, I had a great time.
Like
I can't wait to go again.
Charlie says, I think classes are to learn techniques, not to walk away with a finished product.
And I know that there's 4 of us with 4 different teaching styles, 4 different bags, different project. I mean, really 6, because there's 2 other things that are non-sewing. You're going to learn so many skills. Some of them you'll never use again because it's not your thing, but you got to play with it. Some of it you're gonna be like, that was the best thing I learned. It's that one little trick that I use all the time. And I think that's what these things are more about than anything else, and that's probably one of the comments I get a lot of times with my patterns. It's not that I love this pattern. Great. But also, Cindy just emailed me not that long ago and was like, this isn't your pattern, but I adapted another pattern based on a technique that you taught me. And I'm like, that's what all of this is about. Because you've seen the projects from So Magical. They're actually, I can't remember what Ellie's is. I think it's like a cross body, like in leather. It's on the industrial. And Lauren is doing a swoon pattern, and Nicole and I are doing our own patterns, but they look very different. Ironically, my bag and Nicole's bag are very similar in size. I think mine is a little thicker than hers. Hers is a little bit flatter, but they're 2 vastly different bags. And we both teach differently and do things differently. So I think it's just going to be a great experience. I can't wait. I don't think I've been this excited about anything in a long time. I get stressed before shows because I'm always afraid about packing stuff and shows. Will it be good? Is it a bad financial decision? It's all of that. This, I just can't wait to get there. I'm just so excited to get there. I have never been this excited to teach something. It's just because it's new and I don't know. I feel
it's driving me crazy.
I am driving me crazy.
Exciting.
I am excited. And I just I don't know. I feel like I got invited to sit at the popular kids table in high school. And you're just me? Really? And it's okay, and it's exciting. And I don't have to just sit and mark it myself. Somebody that's really good at it is doing it and invited all of us together and made this really cool event. And I get to be part of the first one. What world is that happening in? It's just cool. I'm just I feel I know it sounds, I feel honored. I'm like, you asked me? That's so freaking cool. I'm so excited. And I get to listen to several books in the car, and I'm very excited about that.
More exciting.
It's so exciting because I have so many books in my Audible account waiting to be listened to, and I'm very excited about that. So yeah, so that's been my week. So not enough coffee, man, not enough. I slept in really late this morning thinking it was going to help. It did not. So I'm drinking caffeine.
Charlie's like, I'd be lying awake at night counting things, trying to figure out how 82 became 91 and where is that one flap.
Charlie, and I have been doing that. And I finally just said, you need to give it up. You need to let it go because you're never going to figure it out. I immediately was like, guaranteed it fell somewhere in my house. It's got to be sitting on the coffee table or something. No, it's not. It's nowhere to be found. It is like the bagel that I lost that one time that I've still never found. I don't know what happened to the flap. I know. I stood on your side of the table. I watched a movie. Well, listened to a movie. I know where I was. I put everything together. Where did it go? And they were stacked outside flap. Like they were all stacked together.
I swear I didn't take it.
Did you?
No, I didn't.
I might blame Zoe for this one because she is a thief. I caught her red-handed the other day stealing my chapstick.
Oh, dear.
Yeah. I don't know about you and your pets and what they like to steal. Zoe has a fascination with chapstick and anything that goes on your lips at all. I have a jar that sits next to my nightstand, like the night stuff. She is determined to try to open that, but the lack of opposable thumb is really giving her a problem. There's teeth marks on it because she tries really hard. She went out in the living room the other morning. I'm getting ready and I turn around and she comes trotting in, all proud of herself, drops my chapstick on the bed and gets ready to start eating it in front of me. I was like, oh, we've gotten very brazen now.
Yes,
I'm like, and then I took it away and she was like, come on. And she wags her tail and she's like, can I have it back? Come on. No. So yes, I hope your animals are not thieves. One of mine is. She's a klepto.
Ours take shoes. They don't eat them.
They just move them?
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, okay, there's one. Where's the other one?
Yeah.
Fry. What'd you do with it?
No. Roxy used to eat receipts and napkins, but that was a puppy thing. And she, as soon as she wasn't a puppy, she grew out of it. Zoe is 6 years old and still likes to eat chapstick. And I'm not kidding. She has eaten like an entire tube of chapstick. She gets the cap off. It's done. And she will eat all of it. Which is disgusting, but but she's awfully cute. Mm-hmm. So I think that was everything.
You think?
I think I need to go home. I need to go to the UPS store and then I need to go home. So if you are coming to So Magical, the clock is ticking. If there is something in particular that you want from me and you don't want to chance it, either order it today or email me today because Sunday is the last day I'm going to be in this shop before I leave. There will be don't email me on Monday. I'm not coming here. I'm getting my nails done. I have things to do. So if you don't care, don't worry about it. But if you're like, oh, since you're coming, could you bring this? This is your last chance. Do it now. Don't forget. Other than that, I will check in with all of you as much as I can. You will see a lot of my St. Louis trip. Hopefully we go live. Cross your fingers. If not, don't be too sad. We'll be back. And when we come back, I'll be telling Barb and you about my trip. So it'll be good. Yeah. And one last reminder, our thing that we don't say. I'm going to post this. It will be under the live tab. It will say today's date on it. It'll say 20K celebration. That is where you're just going to head over and leave a comment today or tomorrow. Sunday, whoever wins are 2 bags. We each have a bag, and I will leave them and Barb will ship them out at some point next week. Whoever is getting them and having them come visit in their homes, I don't even want to say when. I don't want to say that word either. I don't want to say anything that goes along with this. Whoever is getting a special surprise in the mail, I will contact you however I can. And if this is the only place I can contact you, again, I will sign it with our names. Don't fall for the scammers. We are hoping that since we don't say this word that they go away, but just in case. So, any other questions?
Leah would like to know if they want you to bring something to So Magical, do they just order and say bring it to So Magical?
Yes, you do. If you want something, order it on the website. Leave a note that just says bring. And I will pack it up.
I better order it.
But like today, because I will be here on Sunday, because my mechanic is taking my car tomorrow. So
that's true.
I don't have a ride tomorrow. And so, yes, I
will.
will.
You one, but it's too far to go.
Way too far. So I will be here on Sunday. That is your cutoff, is like today. Please don't wait until last minute in case I don't check an email. The guilt will eat at me and I will feel absolutely horrible when I see you in person. So don't, like today, possibly tomorrow morning, but that's it. And then Sunday I can pack it up, put it in my car, and I will head out with it because I will not be here anytime after Sunday before I leave. And that's that. Okay?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Sounds good.
We're calling it a day. We'll see you on the flip side. Maybe from St. Louis.
See you in a few weeks. If nothing else.
If not sooner.
Bye, guys. Have a great
Bye.
weekend and maybe a few weeks.
Yes.